Hello, everyone. If you're new here, you are welcome, and if you are returning, I welcome you back. This channel was created as a safe place for souls. Is just anybody who just loves God and can just imagine what takes place when reading the Bible. Today, I want to do something a little different. It's not necessarily we do Bible study on this channel, but I do like to chat on my experience, the experiences I come by from day to day, or things that and thoughts that may come to me that God just places on my heart. And one of those things that impressed upon me was doing some lawn work. And it's just amazing how God shows up in different ways. And one of them ways came when my husband and I was having some frustrating with dealing with some weeds in our front yard. You see, I always appreciate a nice lawn, okay? I'm not going to say I'm the best at it, but I appreciate a nice lawn. And it's not just cutting it, it's just the having the fullness and the green of the grass makes a home look so beautiful. And so when we saw these weeds start popping up, my husband and I had different ideas of how to attack it, right? His way is like more like scorch earth, throw some poisons on it, burn it up. And my way came from an experience I had in a childhood with my dad, where he had all us out there on the Saturday pulling up weeds. And the thing with that, I thought I was doing my thing, and my dad had to show me, like, no, you hold on to the base and you pull it out, and this is what the roots look like. So, so it's much harder than I thought it was, right? And you got to put a little, when you pull it up. Some of them are in there really good. And as I'm pulling weeds, I just begin to really meditate and reflect on a lot of things. And I won't just say it's all me, because I'm more so of a writer. This video has been a long time coming, so if you see me refer down to my notes, it kind of helps keep me in line. And I know when I started writing, probably what some of these New and Old Testament writers went through, because I know it's not me, because the amount of wisdom he, poured upon me, I appreciate it. And it's like the thoughts came faster than I could write. That's just the best way I can experience. And, I'm curious if any of you ever experienced that. Like, sometimes your body moves slower than the flood of wisdom and knowledge, or something he tells you to do. And so I thank God for just experiencing that. But let's get into it. So, as I said, it was poison versus pull up. To me, it made no difference, because both can be done at once. So I said, you know what? Go ahead and try the poison. And so he looked up some good options for poison control with weeds, sprayed the lawn, and I said, okay, you won, because literally by the end or the next day or even the morning, it was starting to turn brown. It was starting to shrivel up. So I'm like, okay, good. We ain't gonna worry about weeds. It's not bothering the grass. It looks good, right? No, sir. By the end of like a week or two, they came back. Or I don't know if they came back. I don't know if they were just hiding. I don't know if it just burned the top, because as I said, my dad showed me how to hold at the base and pull up, because if the root is not disturbed or affected, it has a chance to grow back. Weeds are very stubborn like that. Those who are gardeners, I'm sure they can kind of confirm that in the chat for me. But I put on my gloves, got to work, and I didn't mind. I'm like an outside girl. I like to be outside. And I began to pull weeds. And something amazing happened. God showed me so many truths. And as I said, when I began writing, even that just expounded towards so much. So stay with me. I'm going to do this bit by bit. I'm going to make this part 1 of 7 truths God planted while pulling weeds. Get it? Planted. So, number one, the grass grew upright towards the sun. Now, this might sound obvious, right? But let me explain. So, I'm talking about the trees, everything, anything with life. It needs the sun. We seek the sun. We need it for people don't think it now, but even humans need the sun. I'll go on a tangent about that with something else, but our immune systems thrive off the sun, okay? That's just something there. But the plants, they rise towards the sun. And for those of you who did like that project in the first grade of putting the plants under the sink in the dark and see if it grow, at the end of the day, it needs the sun, okay? Crops that below the ground, potatoes, things like that, they need the sun. But if you get up close and personal with the grass, it's the foundation. Can be soil, rocks, dirt. It creates like the perfect environment, but the sun is most important. And that's how we are. We come from dirt. Genesis talks about that, how man was formed from clay. So I found that to be interesting. It's our source of warmth. It's our source of life. Without it, we wouldn't even have food to eat. Think about that. We need the sun. And the funny thing is, I live in the South, and even here it's cold. So the sun is so much welcome. So saints, I encourage you to have life. God is life. We should reach towards the sun. S-O-N. That's Jesus. So many chapters talk about God being life, God being the living water. All those things that encourage life. And as I sat there and pondered on that, I thought about other things in nature, like the sunflower. Did you know that sunflowers, their faces follow the sun? I learned that from a cartoon. I had to look it up. And I thought that was so neat. And I said, that's just how we should follow God. That's how he wants us to follow him. So just as the plants need the sun, S-U-N, we also need the sun, S-O-N, for life. And I'll leave you with that. Stay tuned for part 2 of the 7 truths that God told me while pulling weeds. You guys have a blessed day and take care.